Welcome viewers and listeners. This is part of our Olympic countdown, and today we have one of India's most decorated sportsman and administrator, a very down-to-earth person, Mr. Randhir Singh, who has travelled the world many times, and he doesn't even himself remember how many sports events he has watched in his life. So welcome Randhir ji to our podcast and to our sports channel. Sportstar has started a sports channel on YouTube.
Oh,
Yeah.
thank you. Nice to be on it.
Thank you very much. You have been associated with Sportstar also very closely.
Long time. Long time.
Yes. So to begin with, you mentioned that you had gone to 64 Olympics, but 68 was your first.
68 I participated. In the Olympic Games in 64, I was a reserve. I lost out on the trial shoot, so as being a junior, they took me as a reserve. And 68 to 68, 72, 76, 80, and 84, then I shot for India in those. And as you mentioned just now about the amount of events I've seen, you'll be very amazed that I've been associated with the Olympic Council of Asia since '91, and we have run 27 Asian Games. 27 Asian Games, including the summer, winter, beach games, the youth games, and the Asian martial art indoor games. So we've seen a lot of games, a lot of sport.
Yeah.
But it'd be interesting for you that 1951, the first Asian Games.
Yes.
I was there for the opening ceremony and I saw some events. I was very young. I'm 46 born, so I was 5 years old.
Yeah.
And then I went with my father to the Olympic Games in 1952 in Helsinki.
Right.
And then from 63 onwards, I started shooting for India. So I shot in the pre-Olympics in 63 in Tokyo. And in fact, it was on my, both my 17th birthday and my 18th birthday was in Tokyo.
Oh, great. Yeah.
And so, in fact, Sir Gurbachan Singh Randhawa has mentioned in his book that I turned 18th on the 18th I turned 18 in the 18th Olympic Games.
Oh, fantastic. How did you make this?
That's very interesting. And then the journey's been there, the Asian Games, various championships.
Yeah.
We didn't shoot as much as the children are doing today. There's too many competitions. In our time, we had few cups like you had in Munich. You had a Munich Open, and we shot the British Open. And the first Asian shooting also started in 81, and Asian shotgun shooting events. So like that, So the sport has grown alongside with us. We all grew in it.
Yeah, it has.
And,
it has.
I had a great coach with me, and my mentor was Raja Randhir Singh of Bikaner.
Yes.
So we were all together, and it was a pleasure shooting with him. So we shot right through. From 63 onwards, I shot with him to the 82 Asian Games. He had given up in 82, but then I told him, I said, sir, if you can come and shoot in the Indian team, we'll definitely pick up a medal. So he said, all right. So then he came back, and then our team, we picked up a silver.
Yeah. And Randhirji, going back to 68, Mexico,
Yes.
high altitude, and there were a lot of things that were happening. If you'd like to comment, I mean, the whole world was going through a crisis. There were so many other issues. But what was your experience of going there? Your first impressions of Mexico?
Listen, before we landed in Mexico, there was a lot of strife in Mexico. And people were worried that would the games happen or not happen. And but when we went there, I thought it was a great games they had. We had so much fun. People were casual, people were loving, affectionate, and very helpful. And some of the infrastructure was not ready. It was just about getting ready. I mean, they were about, let's say, a few days behind, but they managed to complete everything in time. And it was great games. It was great fun, great games, and great performances there. You were mentioning just now, and we were talking about some of the great athletes that performed there, and some amazing, like Bob Beeman's jump. And I was there. I watched that.
Okay.
Because shooting finishes early. and athletics always comes at the end. So we did our shooting. I shot well in the game. I shot a 192, I think. I shot a 192. Raja Randhir Singh shot a 194. The medal went at 196. So we were right there.
Yeah.
And then obviously the height made a difference. With the clays were flying faster. It was very nice. I mean, it was interesting, very interesting. Then we came to the athletic stadium and we watched Bob Beamon, and he literally jumped out of the pit.
Yes.
I mean, it was amazing. People couldn't, they were astounded. The whole stadium was astounded. They didn't know that this happened, because long jump, his nose on one side of it is going on.
Yeah.
People from the other side couldn't. When it came on the screen, people were shocked what happened. And then that was one thing. And the other one was Fosbury flop, back to Fosbury. I mean, that was the most amazing thing. I did a bit of high jump when I was in school as well. And but to see somebody run up and just twist his body around and go over the bar the other way around, I mean, it's something incredible.
Yeah.
That happened, and some other events that were there. Some great, even the marathon was there.
Yes.
And lots of great things happened.
Yeah.
Even on the side of gymnastics also, there were some great performances.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, we didn't do too well in hockey. But then eventually, I think we won a bronze, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And Randhirji, if you would like to tell us something, did you get close to Bob Beamon or Fosbury during the games? Did you get to speak to them?
No, I got to know them well because then Bob Beamon I met many times after that. In fact, we spent a great deal of time together in the ANOC meeting in Washington. Then another occasion. And Dick Fosbury then became president of the Olympians Association also. All the Olympians, we have an association. All those who competed in the Olympics athletes. So he was there. And all the athletes then you meet, you met them when you were in the village. And then you met them outside. And then your sports career, you met them again because some of them are retired and most of them retire, won games too, especially athletics and all, they don't go that far.
Yeah.
And then as an IOC member and as on the board of the ANOC or the board of the other events like OC and all, they would come over.
Correct.
And like the case of Mrs. Nadia Kamini, she's a personal friend of the family.
Yes.
And when you'll see a photograph of her. And we met some of the greats. People that I've, myself have been a great admirer of, people like Pele. And I mean, everyone there is a champion.
Yeah.
If there are 10,500 athletes in the Olympic Stadium, and they're number one or number two in their country, so there's nobody below that.
Yeah. And could you please share with us your experience of the Games Village? How was it? Interesting? Any anecdote?
Yeah, Games Village was very nice. It was a nice Games Village, and very friendly, very, very friendly. And we'd have people sitting around and with their guitars singing away in every corner of the stadium. And then they'd have the mariachi bands coming in. It was very nice. And we had a cultural center there, which was very great fun. No, it was great fun. The games, for an athlete, I'm talking to you as an athlete, not as a sports administrator, but as an athlete, it was, I think, very, very nice game. Very nice, very friendly games, and very easy, And I enjoyed myself. I really love the games.
So what is the lasting memory? I mean, there is something which you would have carried back home from Mexico.
Mexico, see, don't forget that the performances that were there, which were exceptional, which are part of history now.
Yeah.
Bob Beamon's long jump and Dick Fosbury's high jump. I mean, those things are incredible. Those are totally different.
Yes.
I mean, even if you break a world record, you break it so many times. I saw Mark Spitz break 7 records in Munich in '72. Yeah. But then there were records that were made, But he didn't sort of flip the other way like Fosbury did or something. I mean, it was something incredible happening.
Yes.
I mean, you can't, as a sportsman, as an athlete myself, my sport was cricket. Mine was not athletics.
Yeah.
But we had compulsory athletics, so I was in school. So I did a lot of high jump, but not to that height. But then to watch this happening, we started with scissors, then we did a roll on, and suddenly you find the guy going backwards on top of it. So it is incredible.
And few people know your connection with cricket.
Cricket. My family is basically is a cricketing family. My grandfather shot, and he won some tournaments in Europe, and he shot clay pigeon trap also. But then he captained India in cricket in 2011, I think it was. No, sorry, 1911. The first cricket team was captained by him, and then the MCC came into India. Then Jardin's Australian team that came into India was thanks to not Jardin's team, the Australian team under. I got it here with you. You see it, and that also came. It was called the Maharaja Patiala's Australian 11, and then he also had a great coach who came to Patiala by the name of Frank Tarrant, and he was responsible for finding people like Lala Banath and all the greats that were there. And Patiala had a very solid team. Then my uncle, Raja Randhir Singh, who was the founder of the Asian Games and president of the Olympic Committee, he captained India in cricket in 1934 in Madras. He Raj. My grandfather was alive then. And he played one match, made 60 odd runs. He's a good bowler and a good bat. But unfortunately, my grandfather was not keeping too well. And so he had to come back and spend more time looking after the state, the Prince of India at that time. So he played cricket, but then wasn't been able to play outside a lot. But my father played cricket. He played for Southern Punjab, he played for Patiala, he played for Southern Punjab, and he played for Cambridge also. And so it's basically cricket. I started cricket. I captained my school in cricket. I joined St. Stephen's College for cricket. But then the first year in my college in '63, I shot for India in the pre-Olympics. So my focus shifted more towards shooting than towards cricket. So,
do you regret?
But I love cricket. Cricket is still my passion.
I know that. Yeah, it is.
First sport for me.
Yes. So, if you can just talk a bit about the ranges, how you could acclimatize to the shooting ranges there, and was it a challenge, or how much do you have to travel to go to the ranges from the Games Village?
In Mexico?
Mexico.
No, we had no problem. No such problem. They had these places to keep our guns, so we would leave our guns there and then go back to the village. You can't carry the weapons back to the village, and so we'd leave our guns in the strong rooms there, and we'd go back. No, it was very nice, very well done. I mean, then very comfortable, very well done, and food was very nice. So and our food and Mexican food is quite similar. So lots of it you could eat comfortably. As I mentioned, it was fun games. I mean, if you look at it technically, if I look at it as a sports administrator, I may find loopholes in the organization, but as far as as far as an athlete is concerned, what facility I got and what facility I had, I feel perfect. I didn't have any problem. One more thing I must tell you.
Please.
First, girls and men shot together in the shooting events. In rifle shooting, the lady beat all the men.
Really?
Yes. So then after that game, '68, then there were two special events were divided into two, men and women. Earlier there was only one, so everyone shot together. And there was no separate medal for women, no separate medal for men. Then they got divided separately. And the same happened in skeet in Barcelona, where the Chinese girl beat all the great men shooters who were running academies, and they were really the last word in shooting. And she came along, slim girl, about 5 feet 6 inches tall, and shot a 200 out of 200. Unbelievable shooting. And that's it. Then they split shotgun shooting also. Now we have men and women shooting separately.
So which shooter impressed you most at Mexico?
Next shooter?
Which shooter impressed you most?
We had, in my event, Braithwaite won a gold medal in Mexico. But it's very interesting. He was a good shot, no doubt. You don't win the Olympic Games. But over the years, he had not won so too many tournaments. And it was like a sort of one-off tournament that he won. And but it was a gold medal. End of the day, it's a gold medal that counts. But I saw obviously from '63 onwards, I saw the Russian shooters shooting, Zamenko and Raja Randhir Singh shot together, and in the World Championship also they shot together. And I saw the great Martirelli, Rossini, I saw all the great shooting. Obviously, the journey is so much from '63 onwards till now, and there were many people that were great shots. I'm talking about my event. I would like to comment on other shooters. I had a friend of mine, a very close friend of mine, and he was a rifle shooter from Germany, Kustaman. He was the first one to shoot 600 out of 600. He's a world champion, and he was also world champion in crossbow shooting. So they've been at that level. The sportsmen, the great sportsmen, they're all legends that you meet.
So shooting is such a tough sport.
Yeah.
Precision, your mental toughness, and of course your agility. In the sense, agility means fitness, because you have to be fit also. People think that it doesn't involve fitness. And still, do you think, Randhirji, that shooting has not got its due in terms of recognition? Because there are other glamour sports. Why hasn't shooting been a major sport as far as spectators are concerned? And even the media, I mean, they tend to ignore shooting, which is a very exciting sport.
I think your paper, Hindu and Star and DP, they have done Sportstar, and they've done much more than other people have given credit to shooting. There are certain members who write, like Kannan or Savi Hassan writes, and there's some reporters who understand the game, who understand shooting. And yes, shooting has not been given. Today, take the Olympic Games in Paris. 21 shooters have qualified.
Yeah.
21 shooters have qualified. And they're all world champions, mind you. It's not that there's some fellow just won a quota place. They're all in the top in the world, shooters that are going. And how many sports can you say that to? I mean, if you go right across the table of the Indian athletes that are qualifying, how many would be ranked in those positions internationally? But obviously, it's not. It's shooting as a glamour sport for certain people, a way of thinking. Mine, for us people, it's a big sport. But they haven't got the due in the newspapers. They haven't got the due, and because, as you said, media plays a major role. Look what's happened to cricket. Courtesy IPL and the media covering it. It's become a huge event by itself, and it's one of the biggest leagues in the world. Now, if there was somebody supporting, and fault lies with everyone, fault lies with the federation, fault lies, the information has to be given out. I mean, you can only write if you get information from me. If you don't know what I'm shooting, or which team is shooting, or what's not happening, or you don't know about me, every athlete, cricketer, everyone's where he was born to what he ate and where he slept, what he did, is with the reporter. In our place, nobody is dishing out that information. So this information, I always felt it, is lacking. The connect between the media and the Rifle Association is lacking there. And if we have that connect, well, I mean, if you look today at the medals, what are you expecting medals in the Olympic Games? I mean, you're expecting medals in badminton, you're expecting medals in archery, your weightlifting, wrestling, and boxing. There are not many athletes that are going. You have medal chance in athletics with Neeraj Chopra, and maybe he's number 2. I don't know if he's going, the number 2 in javelin. He's doing well. So otherwise, it's your hockey is all right, but otherwise, it's not very. You're not really looking at medals. I may miss out on somebody, but archery has come up very well. Archery is done extremely well. Badminton is doing well, but it's all a bit of a chance what happens. But then 21 people shooting different events is 21 medals.
Yes.
And even if you get 1/3 of them is good enough.
True.
Possible to get more.
Yeah.
It will happen. My feeling is, if we take off well in the Olympic Games, all of them will win medals.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nobody should feel the pressure
Yes.
of medal.
And Randhirji, a couple of questions more. One is the moment of presenting the gold medal at Beijing to Abhinav Bindra.
No, I didn't present it to him. I was there.
Oh, I thought I was. I don't know why I
No,
thought you presented it.
Princess of Liechtenstein, she's an IOC member,
Okay.
and she had given a name for the medal presentation. So she was presenting the medal. I was there with him,
Yeah.
and but a very proud moment for us. And Abhinav's father and I were in school together. He's junior to me.
Right.
And we've been friends for a long, long time. And in fact, I knew his grandfather also. My father knew them well. And to see this young boy come up and become an Olympic champion. But not only him, look at the other performances of Rathore, look at the performance of all the other, Naren, Gagan, all the boys that have won, Kamakan, all the won medals around
Yes.
for India. It's unbelievable. I don't believe it's only a gold medal which makes you a medal winner is a medal winner.
Yes.
To me, thinking is that if you finish in the first 6 or the first 10 in the world, I think it's good enough.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then you're there. And then it's a question of luck on that particular day. You win a medal or you don't win a medal. You can't have a medal winner. It's not like Usain Bolt runs 100 meters and he's going to win it every time he stands on the race. Stands on the stands. But in shooting, it doesn't happen. You can be world's greatest shooter, if you won't win you won one today and you won't win the next competition next day. So that happens.
Correct. And one final question: 68 Olympics. How much did you follow the hockey team? And obviously, it must have been very disappointing that the team.
In
came back
68?
with 68.
68 was a very interesting story that when we played in the Olympic Games, and then everyone sat together, and I think we played Germany or Spain or somebody in the semi-finals for the bronze medal. I do not remember that.
Yeah.
Too many years ago. And then everyone sat together. Colonel Dara, who was heading Pakistan hockey at that time, and Mr. Ashwini Kumar. Then they sat and said, okay, now it's a question of our subcontinent winning a medal against the others. So then they all put their minds together and then they put the team together. You know that there was a rift in the team at that time. The team went with 2 captains, Sir Pritipal Singh and Sir Gulbakh Singh. And then they all got together and then the team functioned well. It was a great team, but sometimes some things don't work.
So would you say the rift was possibly played a role?
Beg your pardon?
The rift in the team played a role in India not achieving the gold?
No, I don't think so. I mean, there's always I've been a sportsman. I know we've had a problem with the federation. We have problems, but that's all off the field. Once you're on the field, I mean, who cares? You have to go together. It's your country that matters, or your win that matters, and you can't on the hindsight you can think about it that this is right or this is wrong, but the federation is not doing the right thing, or there's a rift in the team. 3 people shooting together don't get along. It doesn't matter. End of the day, it's your score.
Yeah. And Randhirji, one final question: your life as a sportsman, and then your life as a sports administrator.
Well, it's a long journey. Since I mentioned 19, started as a shooter in 1963, pre-Olympics in Tokyo, where I picked up a silver badge. Then I shot for India for 31 years till 94. Then I joined the Olympic Committee in 84 as Joint Secretary. Then I was Secretary General for a long time. In 91, I became Secretary General of the Olympic Council of Asia. 2001, I became an IOC member. 2002, I joined the ANOC Association National Olympic Committees as a board member. I was vice president also in between. Then remained board. I'm still a board member of the ANOC, which is since 2002. What's now 22 years on the board. So it's been a long journey. Then I was in the Commonwealth Board also. I was, in fact, we started in my time that we have 5 continental vice presidents. So we said nobody should stay there more than 8 years. So I was 8 years. Then I handed over job to Hemashri Fernando, who's from Sri Lanka. So then he took over as vice president. So like that, it's a long journey, long journey. It's a long, very long journey.
I know. And,
63 years.
Yes, absolutely.
And still fighting.
I know.
Fighting. Now I'm running the Olympic Council of Asia, as you were, and we are going through a very difficult time. We are reforming our constitution right while I'm talking to you. And the fact that I got late coming down was because we had discussions going on certain points. And on the 11th of this month, we have the General Assembly in Bangkok. And then I'm sure that we can make all the reforms necessary for good governance and go by the Olympic Charter and have a good relationship between the Olympic Council of Asia and the IOC. So, well, we're doing that. So it's interesting.
Right.
And we've had, as you know, the finest Asian Games ever in Hangzhou. Mind you, this is one point that I like to mention. Out of all the games I've seen in the world, the greatest games I've seen is the Hangzhou Asian Games.
Okay.
They were phenomenal. I mean, as an administrator and as we are very proud of the fact. I've seen Olympic Games, I've seen Asian Games, everything. But what China has done in Hangzhou last year was incredible. And since we are, if you have the time, I can mention on the Asian front. If you look at it, today Asia is a superpower as far as sport is concerned. And there are many other people who would like to join Asia. But what is happening is that there are not many takers for the Olympic Games or major games. Look what's happened to the Commonwealth Games. People have backed out. But in Asia, we have people ready. In a few months, they can put the games together. If there's a problem, well, they are members of national Olympic committees that can, in a short period, because they have the facilities running games. And they have not only the capability of running it, they got the infrastructure and the finances to run it. You can see by the bid for the 2036 Olympic Games, President Bach made a statement yesterday, it came out yesterday, which said that there are 4 countries that are bidding outside the normal Europe, America, everyone. Turkey is one. And then there's Qatar, Saudi Arabia and India. So there are 3 from Asia that are bidding for the Olympic Games.
Yes.
And other people that are holding the Olympic Games, they're cutting corners, they have problem with their budget, and they have problem with some problem with the other is happening all the time. And not for us, not in Asia.
Yeah.
We are there for everything. Look at the World Cup. Look, every event that Asia is running is above level with anybody else.
Yes.
Look at the World Cup run in Doha, Qatar. They ran a World Cup in stadiums which are stadiums which are air conditioned, minus the roof. 70,000-80,000 stadium with no roof but air conditioned.
Yes.
Incredible.
Incredible. Yeah.
And who can do it? I mean, the budget for the World Cup is higher than the budget for the Olympic Games.
Yes.
But they can do it. Saudi is there. Saudi Arabia is building a new resort, new winter sports facilities, come resort. And the Asian Winter Games 29 are going to be held in Saudi Arabia. You should see on
Amazing.
Google. My saying doesn't help, but you see on Google.
Yes.
What they're spending, $500 billion to build that complex. $500 billion to build the Asian Games complex,
True.
which I'm sure they can hold the Olympic Games on.
Yeah.
Yeah. Incredible. So, I mean, it's for Asia, it's a win-win situation. And the best part in Asia is that we are all as one family. Everyone has differences are always there in your family, but those are not something that can pull the organization down.
True.
We have today the richest continental organization is the Olympic Council of Asia. Today in the Olympic Council of Asia, in the finance report just gone through 2-3 days ago, we have a cash saving of $163 million.
Wow.
Just the saving. And when we took over in 1991, we had $120,000 in our bank account, which between the Kuwait-Iraq war, that was taken away. So we had known nothing on us. Then the Kuwait government gave us X amount of guarantee, I think 100,000 or something back, Sheikh Ahmed's time. And we put it on our account. And today not only we have this much, and we have enough money, we have enough return to run the Olympic Council of Asia, run all our program without even any further money coming in. So we are done very well. We run the we run the largest games in the world. We run a larger game than the Olympic Games, as you're aware.
Yeah.
In Olympic Games, there are 28 sports and 10,500 athletes. We have 14,000 athletes and 40 sports in the
Yes.
Asian Games.
Yes.
So we are done well
Yeah.
to keep our head afloat.
And finally, your plans for Paris.
Well, Paris, I'm looking forward to Paris not because for myself personally, but for my daughter's shooting. And she won a silver medal in the Asian Games. The same I did, and it was a great honor presenting her the medal. The same my father presented me in '82 Asian Games. And I'm looking forward to her win a medal which I never won in the Olympic Games. And that's my main interest of going there and attending. Though my health is, as you know, my health is not that good, but I'm still going there for the games. I'll stay there for the duration of the game.
Great, sir. We pray your wish comes true.
Thank you. I hope so. Not for me, not for all of us and the country.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you, and thank you very, very much for sparing such precious time for Sportstar.
No, not at all. You are friends. You and I have known each other for too long.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you.